Hello, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Bengaluru ACM SIGGRAPH chapter launch. My name is Sivakumar Kasetti. I'm the chair of Bengaluru ACM SIGGRAPH, and I also work as a producer and production manager at the Monk Studios, Bangkok, Thailand. And I I volunteer for ACM SIGGRAPH since 2008. This year, I have the opportunity to be the co-chair of Computer Animation Festival at SIGGRAPH Asia 2021. So I hope like everyone is doing good and are staying safe in these pandemic tough times. So let's get into the presentation. What is Bengaluru ACM SIGGRAPH? So Bengaluru ACM SIGGRAPH is a volunteer-driven and run by local professionals. We are a non-profit organization who will be working towards contributing to the computer graphics community. And we are very particular about having inclusion and diversity. And we will be working towards including women in CG and tech. And ACM Bengaluru SIGGRAPH chapter would be mainly focusing on mentoring the professionals and students and help them to get better networking and also help them with information exchange so that professionals can contribute to the universities and academies by sharing their knowledge and providing their valuable guidance. And we would like to bring all the education institutions together and join along with the industry so that we can focus in terms of building a better ecosystem in the world of computer graphics and interactive technologies. I would like to introduce my leadership team. So we have Shiben, who is our secretary, Vivek, membership chair and treasurer, and Anand Sai is our vice chair. Then we have board members. At the moment, we haven't really specified anyone what they would be exactly doing. Very soon, we'll be announcing what honorary positions they'll be holding. We have Adi Shayan, Shivon, Meghana, Sriram, GL Kumar, and Avadani. Apart from this, there are a couple of other gentlemen who are missing, Gurleen Singh and Balaji. So, how to join Bengaluru ACM SIGGRAPH chapter? So we are offering membership for professionals and students. Again, at the moment, we are accepting the expression of interest. If you want to know more information, please visit our website. And there is a great excitement news about memberships, which my colleague and membership chair and treasurer Vivek Reddy would be revealing this eventually. Yeah, so as we are speaking about SIGGRAPH Bengaluru chapter, again, we are a small professional chapter in India. We have a bigger conference happening in the States as of now, and it is SIGGRAPH 2021. So SIGGRAPH is happening between 9th and 13th August for the conference, and the exhibition is happening from 10th to 12th August. Please do visit and participate in SIGGRAPH 2021. I'm sure it will open up a lot of possibilities for you. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm the co-chair of SIGGRAPH Asia 2021 Computer Animation Festival. So SIGGRAPH Asia is happening in Tokyo in the month of December between 14 to 17. Please do mark your calendar and do participate in the conference. And yeah, as I'm volunteering for Computer Animation Festival, I just want to let you know that we are still accepting submissions for Computer Animation Festival. If you have short film or if you have visualizations or commercials or game cinematics, motion graphics, if you feel any of the computer generated animation piece is good to be applied, please do submit. You still have time, and we are accepting submissions till August 15th next month. So Yeah, this is our website. If you want to know more information, please visit our website. If not, please drop us an email. And please do like us and follow us on social media for all the future updates. So without any further delay, I would like to welcome and thank all our dignitaries for the day. Mr. Tomasz. So I would like Tomasz to speak few words about himself and address the event.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Shiva. Very excited about this event. For those that don't know me, my name is Tomasz Bednarz. I'm currently living and working in Australia, and it's happening for the half of my life. And I'm originally from Poland, Europe. So in terms of SIGGRAPH, I'm a long-term SIGGRAPH veteran, volunteer, author, and juror. I was involved in many different committees across the years. And I have a privilege to chair SIGGRAPH Asia 2019 that was held in Brisbane in Australia. So I hope some of you were part of that, and I know some of you were, so I hope you enjoyed. Today, it's my great pleasure to see Bengaluru ACM chapter being formed and activated. I'm really very happy about that. And I'm very, very happy as well to be invited to be part of this wonderful event. So thank you so much for the team. I am very proud of the team who made it happen. I really am. And especially my best friend Shiva Kumar, who was instrumental to make it happen. So all the applause to him. We discussed this moment for years now, I guess. I don't even remember what year we met. My first SIGGRAPH was 2009. And perhaps since then, we know each other. Almost every single time we're just meeting together, we're speaking about great Indian community and need to connect people via computer graphics, interactive techniques. And Shiva was always very enthusiastic about that. And as always, we're brainstorming about that even in the couple of last weeks. And Shiva was asking lots of questions. I had a bit of experience in running chapters in the past. And I was also helping many chapters across the globe to have this positive vibe. And we're just encouraging them to come along to the stage and give talks and so on and connect with the wider community, not only local, but as well global. So Shiva asked lots of these great questions, and it is growing now into plant. So it is very good to see. And in my early life, talking about myself, I assumed that being part of SIGGRAPH is almost impossible. So I was not from the very rich family, and my parents were very, very lovely and are very, very lovely people, and they were enabling me to do drawing pixels and using computers and doing computer graphics, the stuff I always wanted to do. And at one point in my life, I discovered SIGGRAPH by accident, and the articles on CD helped me to solve some of the computer graphics problems I was facing with at that time. And I was hooked, really. I really wanted to come to SIGGRAPH, but I didn't know how to do it. And now, in retrospective, I perceive SIGGRAPH not as only professional community, but part of my family. And this is something that you're becoming from today on part of the bigger SIGGRAPH family. So SIGGRAPH is a place that is inclusive and welcomes everyone to be part of. It's your dream zone where you and everyone else can be themselves, share works, passions, and discuss those ideas openly with each other. So you can reach to a variety of different professionals, and they will be always very, very happy to discuss with you about your problems and possibly give you some ideas where to get to the solution. So I encourage and to spread the joy and ask whoever you know would be interested in this chapter to join, because this is really fun. And now, from bottom of my heart, again, I want to congratulate this new ACM chapter team. I wish this chapter to be very successful, inspiring and happy place for Indian community. Let the computer graphics and interactive techniques connect, inspire you, and create new collaborative opportunities for all of you. I am and I will be the biggest supporter of it, but we'll also be encouraging Shiva and the team to go to the next level. Step by step, my dream is that SIGGRAPH Asia one day will happen in India, maybe 2026, and of course I will be there, right? You do have really the best team to make it happen, and this chapter is just the beginning of something super, super beautiful. All the best, congratulations. Thank you, Shiva and the team.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. So now, before I invite other dignitaries to speak, I would like to ask my colleague Vivek to come and address the launch for a couple of minutes and also reveal some exciting things. Vivek, can you please come on cam and yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Siva. Hello and welcome everyone to the launch of ACM SIGGRAPH Bengaluru chapter. I am Vivek, founder of Vega Entertainment and membership chair of the SIGGRAPH Bengaluru chapter. I studied at UPenn and used to work in Hollywood before moving back here to share my learnings and everything in India. I have been attending SIGGRAPH every year from 2012 to 2019, and it was always memorable. I always came back with lots of inspiration every single time I have been there. So with the Bengaluru chapter, we want to share this inspiration to more people in our ecosystem and contribute to the world of arts and technology, including bringing the growing space industry in India and other industries of different domains on board. Because graphics is a common thing, not just in movies or games, but in every single domain that needs simulations or engineering requirements. So thank you all for helping lay foundations of an exciting future. We also have some great news about the membership, which I wanted to cover. Based upon our discussions, we have decided to make the membership free until the next calendar year. So all the details are available in the website on how to apply and get on board. Very soon, we'll be inviting the supporters to support us and grow as well. So over to you, Siva. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vivek, and thank you for everything. We don't have another a core member from the leadership team today in the camp. His name is Shibin Bhattacharya, and he's the director of games at 88 Pictures. We would like to, I personally would like to thank him for everything he has done to make this chapter to get started. And Vivek has been very encouraging, and he was leading a lot of initiatives, and we are so happy to be associated as a volunteer group. So now, without any further delay, I would like to request our next dignitary, Professor Parag Chaudhary, to come on cam and address the launch for a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Shiva. It's a pleasure being here. Good morning, everyone. I am Parag, and I have been in love with graphics all my life. I have been teaching and working in computer graphics at IIT Bombay for the past 12 years. Thank you for inviting me to the launch of the Bengaluru chapter of SIGGRAPH. And it is fantastic to see SIGGRAPH in India finally, formally. The first SIGGRAPH that I attended was in 2013, and like everyone who lands up in SIGGRAPH for the first time, I was awestruck. As a student doing his PhD in India, it was difficult to go to SIGGRAPH without a publication. And it is, since SIGGRAPH is one of the top research venues, the publishing in SIGGRAPH is extremely, extremely competitive. So in 2013, I finally managed to land up in SIGGRAPH with a publication in the Symposium for Computer Animation, which is the associated event. And since then, we have, of course, had multiple posters, and this year an invitation to the paper session as well. So every year I have been amazed at how SIGGRAPH brings together this fantastic set of people, not only researchers in computer graphics, but also a fantastic set of artists, industry professionals, educators, and everything and everyone who is very enthusiastically involved with computer graphics and interactive techniques. And I've always felt the absence of such a forum and community in India. So I'm very, very happy to see this chapter open. And I hope that it will foster such interactions in India, and it will bring together these group of people. I do feel that we need a much more stronger collaboration and conversation between academia and industry in India, there are some amazing industry people who I have come to know over the years. Some of them are here, going to speak here. And there are some absolutely world-class academicians in the area of computer graphics and related areas in the country. And some of them are again here today. So it is already good to see this happening. I hope that this will happen at a much larger scale in the future, and that this chapter will foster and encourage such exchanges. So congratulations once again to everyone involved with bringing this chapter to life. And of course, as Thomas said, I hope to see SIGGRAPH Asia in India sometime very soon. And I'll be happy to work with all of you to make that happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Parag. And now I would like to invite Wani Saraswati. Please do the honor.
Hello. Can everyone hear me and see me okay?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, great. So this is fantastic. I mean, I am so thrilled, and I feel like it's almost like a little blessing coming our way to India. Way back in 1984, 85, I remember my father going to SIGGRAPH in the US and coming back with so many books and so many things and information that he brought back. And I always wondered like what it would be for India to have something like that, where amazing minds and talented and creative, technically driven people as well as creatively driven people all coming together and just being in one space and not having to travel all the way to the US or to other parts of Asia. So this is such a wonderful event, and I'm so happy that ACM SIGGRAPH Bengaluru chapter has started, and I'm super excited that it's also free for this calendar year. Like Vivek said, this is great. I mean, being a producer myself and writing my own shows, this is great. I mean, I love the concept of community building, and with SIGGRAPH Bengaluru chapter, I think things are going to get just really, really good for all of us. So I thank everyone who's put this together. I know how much effort it takes to start something and to keep it going. So I wish nothing but all the best to Shiva, his team, and everyone else at ACM SIGGRAPH Bengaluru. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you very much, Wani. Now I would like to invite Dan Sarto, the co-founder of AWN, to come and do the honor.
Thank you, Siva. Good morning, everybody. Welcome from actually a little overcast in Los Angeles on a Friday night. I'm Dan Sarto. I'm the co-founder, publisher, and editor-in-chief of Animation World Network, AWN, the FX World. I'm also in the few free hours a day that I might have to get some sleep. Actually, I spend as the chair of the Computer Animation Festival for SIGGRAPH Asia this year, coming up in Tokyo. I've been working now with Siva. We worked together. I was chair last year of the Computer Animation Festival for SIGGRAPH Asia. And he and I have been working together very diligently. It's been a great experience. Ultimately, I think that's part of why people volunteer for these types of things. So many of you guys, it's that the ability to collaborate with like-minded people to learn and grow. And I think that's also ultimately what is at the essence of what SIGGRAPH is and what it offers, and what and why you are to be congratulated for starting this chapter. I hate to date myself, but my first SIGGRAPH, we've been covering SIGGRAPH for over 25 years now at AWN, which launched in 1996, dare I say, before some of you may have been born. My first SIGGRAPH was in 1998 in Orlando. It was awful and hot, and I swore I'd never go back to Florida, and I haven't been back since. But it's what's important to note, and what's relevant for where we are all together today, is that there has been such an unprecedented change in what I kind of consider the playing field for participation in, both professionally, academically, in the computer graphics businesses. The industry and the businesses, my perspective comes more from the M&E side than the academic side. But starting out at SIGGRAPH all those years ago, when the floor of the exhibition center was nothing but $500,000 workstations, the differentiating factor back then for people who wanted to get into the industry was you had to have huge amounts of capital to invest in the technology, all this nascent technology. And here we are in the middle of a pandemic in 2021, and there has been an unprecedented change that has leveled the whole playing field. And all of you who, especially for those of you who are kind of either earlier in your careers or looking at where you will go in your careers, it's an unprecedented time. And I say that not to trivialize what's been going on, because it's anything but trivial with regards to the realities of the pandemic. But what it has also done is, by very quickly pushing industry past concerns about things like security, with studios not wanting any of their work to be in the cloud, for example. Now the opportunities that present all of us with regards to who we can work with, working safely, how we can work, the tools that are available, and the opportunities, it really has democratized. And so now, basically anybody who has the requisite skills and the desire can align themselves with people who might be in the same room with them. They might be literally on the other side of the world, and can work together to create state-of-the-art computer graphics and visuals that are being used in just about every type of communication there is going on. The streaming wars, and the just a relentless drive to create more content we've seen this as it's unprecedented in the history of our own history in the industry, and I believe anybody else's. So without belaboring the point, the key thing that I wanted to do, and Siva and I talk about this all the time, we're excited. One of the things that fuels us is, I dare I say, is what fuels many of you, is that we live and work in a world that can be driven by unbelievably beautiful, complex, sophisticated, exciting and emotional visuals. And we have the tools to create them, and we have the ability to make a living and study and grow personally and professionally because of that love for that. And I just wanted to kind of close and say that I congratulate starting the group. I congratulate all of you for putting in the time to make this opportunity both for yourselves and for everyone else who wants to join you. And I applaud and encourage you for choosing this area to participate in. And I encourage you to be aggressive, be patient, be attentive, and to use everything at your disposal to meet and volunteer and work with others through the SIGGRAPH chapter, through the broader other SIGGRAPH chapters, through the broader conferences, and take advantage of that, learn and grow. And I think that you will find the rewards are great. and they've been for us, and I hope we can continue to see you through meetings like this and at the conferences, and maybe even on the project path. So congratulations again. Siva, thank you for inviting me, and it's a pleasure being here with you and all of you on this occasion.
Thank you so much, Dan. So now I would like to invite our dignitary from ACM India, so Mr. Chandrashekhar, and he is the ACM India COO and also a consultant at Persistent. So SIGGRAPH is a very small chapter under the larger organization called ACM, and we have ACM India. I would let Mr. Shekhar to do the honor by giving a little bit insight about ACM India and how the SIGGRAPH organization is structured.
So thanks, Shiva, and good morning, all of you. Since establishing ACM India 10 years back, we were always looking for bringing in certain SIGs chapters in India. And we already have 6 of 10, SIG KDD, SIG CSE, SIG Mobile, all these chapters already established. And I'm very glad that today we have this presence of SIGGRAPH also in India. So while establishing these chapters, what we were thinking is that particularly in India, we don't have a critical mass in each city. So we would have preferred this chapter to be India-based rather than city-based. So my recommendation is that slowly make it an India-based chapter rather than restricting yourself to Bangalore-based. And I will help you in coordinating with ACM HQ for doing it. Now, as ACM India, we do support all these particular SIG chapters in India. So basically, all administrative support we can always provide to SIGs. So as you know, working in India, there are a lot of things like taxes, GST, returns, submissions, compliance, and things like that. So all those things are taken care by ACM India. You don't have to worry about it. You can use all ACM India administrative facilities like bank account, GST registrations, and all those things, audit, everything. Everything can be taken care by ACM India, and you can concentrate on all technical activities, whatever you want to do. So I'm very glad that we can always support this particular SIGGRAPH in India. And I'm sure that this will give a good platform for all researchers in this particular area to come together, exchange, and interact with themselves. I'm also very glad that Professor Pj Narayan is also here, who is one of the founders of ACM India and my mentor in ACM India. So I'm sure that you already have a mentor in him for the SIGGRAPH chapter also. So welcome, Vijay Natarajan, and thank you, and all the best to SIGGRAPH chapter. I'm looking for a lot of vibrant activities from the chapter, and we are here to support you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chandrashekhar. Seriously, you have given us some great encouragement today, and I'm glad that you have given us some insights, and these are kind of solutions to the problems which we were discussing a couple of weeks ago. So we will connect with you offline, and we need your valuable guidance and support throughout. Yeah. Next, I would like to invite Professor Pj Narayan, our we want to call him as our mentor because he has run the ACM SIGGRAPH chapter, and he has seen it all there. And today, a lot of people in computer graphics are succeeding, and they all at some point would have got to study with Mr. Professor Pj Narayan. So I would like to request Professor to do the honor.
Thanks, Shiva, and thanks, Shiben, for getting me into this. It's a happy occasion to have a SIGGRAPH chapter opening in Bangalore. I have been a graphics and computer vision and graphics researcher. Started teaching computer graphics at IIIT Hyderabad about 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, and we were probably one of the only institutions then and even now where computer graphics was a compulsory subject for the computer science program. And about 100 to 200 students used to take that as our class strength grew. And SIGGRAPH is a very critical element in this in the world of computer graphics. Since we are in the game of dating ourselves, I can date ahead of Dan. I attended my first SIGGRAPH, which was 1995 at Los Angeles. I was totally blown over by the scale of the event in terms of number of people, and we have attended many academic conferences, whereas in SIGGRAPH, academic part is a very small component of the whole trade show and artist show and many parties and all kinds of goodies given, and we are all very impressed by that. I also distinctly remember Steve Jobs was a keynote speaker at SIGGRAPH 1995, and he was advertising Toy Story, the first completely animated feature film that came out. In his own true style, he was advertising for Toy Story and the historical necessity of fully computer-generated movies to be produced in 1995, which is exactly 100 years after Lumiere brothers created the first motion picture. I've attended maybe half a dozen to 10 SIGGRAPHs since 1995 and a few SIGGRAPH Asia. In the last few years, I've been like the director of this institute. I have not been attending conferences like that. In 2010 or 11, Dinesh Manocha and a few other academics contacted me and saying, can we have SIGGRAPH Asia in India? Of course, there is willingness, there is desire to have it here. Yet the logistics and the support required is very high, because SIGGRAPH and SIGGRAPH Asia also is in a scale that is not usual for events in India. I hope someday we will bring it here. The industry in India that requires computer graphics should be much bigger than what it is. In a country crazed over movies and entertainment, the number of students who are graphics programmers far too few. And if you go to any of the institutions like DreamWorks and other companies which had graphics, we had many of our alumni, Metropolitan alumni were there. We also tried to interact with electronic arts, which was right here in Hyderabad, Rhythm and Hues, which was in Bombay and Hyderabad, hardly 5 kilometers from here, and Wani and Prashant, I remember interacting with them about 10 years ago, and of course Adi at DreamWorks. This industry, of course, has been going through great turmoil. Maybe the graphics problem is solved well, that the industry is becoming like commodity. And last year, in fact, I had the fortune to host a conversation with Edwin Catmull, who is won everything in SIGGRAPH, but also won the ACM Turing Award last year. So on behalf of ACM India, for ACM India event, I had a conversation with him, and I was very glad to see he's still very upbeat about computer graphics and animation and advanced techniques playing a critical role in the entertainment, movies, as well as other modes of entertainment in the future. So I hope the Bengaluru chapter of SIGGRAPH will make a strong beginning in bringing people together. I have been president of ACM India, and several ACM chapters have opened up in the last 10 years in the country. I must tell the organizers that it is easy to start a chapter. The hard part is in maintaining activity and sustaining interest. And that's where everybody has difficulty. That's where you should focus on how to have a few events which are of interest to the community and have them periodically so that people don't forget you. Don't try to do too many things in the first month with all your enthusiasm, because both the organizers and the audience may get burned out with too many events. And these days, of course, we are going through this pandemic. Everything is online, so it's easy to have such events. Yet there are too many of them, so the interest level also wanes with people. Yet I think graphics is an area which should see the activity in India at least on a scale 10 times what it is today. I am excited to cooperate with or collaborate with ACM SIGGRAPH chapter in Bangalore and have activities all over the country. I'm looking forward to more of those activities. Good luck to the team. Work hard. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Pj, and it means a lot coming these advices from you. And Shiben has certainly informed us your inputs quite some time ago, and we are absolutely sticking to that advice. And it is important to make sure that we have this consistency and follow through and set the pace. So before I invite our next dignitary, Adi Shayan, I would like to let everyone know that we have Professor Vijay Natarajan here.
Wow.
So I'm promoting him to panelist. So we will try our luck if we can have Professor Vijay Natarajan speak after Adi Shayan. So because I couldn't communicate, so I'm just telling it here. So now, I would like to request Adi Shayan, CEO of Zebu Animation, to come on cam. I should definitely take a couple of seconds and tell a little bit about Adi. Adi has been like the strategist or the captain for the Bengaluru SIGGRAPH chapter activities way before this in the past, and he has set the pace and he has set a lot of momentum for this. Hence, we are carrying forward with this. Right now, he's busy, but very soon he will definitely come and lead all of us. Over to Adi.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me and for your kind words. Good morning to all dignitaries who are here, the committee members and all the attendees. Lovely seeing all the dignitaries here. It's been a while, and I think events like this help us come together and actually get a small glimpse of each other and stuff like that. So really nice to see all of you all, and it's such a small community that we all have interacted with each other somewhere in the past, and all our paths have crossed and met and all that. So it's good to be here. Like Shiva mentioned, for people who do not know, there was a ACM Bangalore chapter back in the days. So in about 2008, around that time, there used to be an ACM Bangalore chapter, and then it kind of went dormant. And then Shiva, myself, and some of the people in the core committee right now, we try to revive it in terms of getting the blessings from the ACM SIGGRAPH global headquarters and all those good things. While that activity was going on, we started to kind of start having events, meetups. We pretty much, I think, had about 7 or 8 meetups around that time. We built a good momentum, but like Professor Pj Narayan was saying, it's also important to find a way to keep that momentum consistently going on. And for some reason that died out. But what's very heartening to see is that same bunch of guys who were involved as volunteers and volunteers is the right word. The volunteers at that point are still around, and they've been pretty much instrumental in making this day happen today, right? Getting this ACM SIGGRAPH Bangalore chapter relaunched rather, right? So it's fantastic to see the persistence and the determination by these boys. But also, what is remarkable is while this volunteers have come to this journey throughout the last so many years that since that initiative that we have done, all these guys have been involved in the community in some way or the other, right? And everybody that Shiva mentioned, Shiva including, and he's the force. But people like Shiben and Wayne, Sriram and Anand Sai, everybody else who are involved, they all have been pretty much a force to work with and help organize a lot of these activities that industry is seeing across different bodies and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. For also people who do not know, we actually had bid for ACM SIGGRAPH to be brought to India, to brought to Bangalore specifically for the year 2018. We worked very closely with the local government, which is the government of Karnataka, to kind of get funding and support from them. We also work with a lot of industry bodies, partner bodies like the NASCOM GIM conference. We had the CIFA support. We had support from ACM side. And when we put in a bid for 2018, unfortunately, we were doing it for the first time. And obviously we did not get selected to host 2018 SIGGRAPH here. I think it went to Japan, if I'm not mistaken. But just to kind of give you a sense that there's a lot of activity towards getting this community off the ground and bringing SIGGRAPH to ACM SIGGRAPH to SIGGRAPH Asia to India. And I think now by formally getting this ACM, and one of the comments and feedback given to us at that time when we bid to host SIGGRAPH Asia 2018 by the committee members there and stuff was that there's a committee called SECAG who are involved in decision making of where the ACM SIGGRAPH Asia goes. And we were advised by them that first, why don't you all go back and start a community, start an ACM SIGGRAPH chapter. It's important for us to have that. It's important for us to have some kind of cadence around activities that's going around in that community. And then you guys have an ecosystem, you guys have a lot of things going good, but I think this also will add to it. And also let's be more consistent in your attempt to host this. So we got some good feedback. I think all that good feedback and also the experience of putting together a bid to host a SIGGRAPH Asia is all there with us, right? Is all there, and I think we all have grown wiser from there. Like Thomas mentioned, if all is well, I think 2026 we should probably bring ACM SIGGRAPH Asia to India. And so saying that, I want to really congratulate the group that has been involved in bringing this ACM SIGGRAPH Bengaluru chapter to life today. Like all dignitaries out here, I also commit my full support to this chapter and to its success and more importantly to its longevity. So all you guys, again, congratulations. Thank you so much for having me, and lovely seeing all the dignitaries here. Professor Parag, Professor Pj Narayan and Vani, Dan, Thomas. We met at I think Macau and Bangkok. And
Correct.
Yeah, and Mr. Chandrashekhar, nice to meet you. Thanks, Shiva. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Adi. And so I would like to quickly check if Professor Vijay Natarajan would like to do the honor by saying a few words about the chapter launch.
Sure, Shiva, I'm connecting from my phone. Hopefully you can see me.
Yeah, we can see you, and I'm sorry to bring you in last minute.
No issues. Right. So, any event should have there should be a primary event, there should be associated events. So maybe I belong to that category. So my name is Vijay Natarajan. I work at the Indian Institute of Science. I focus on data visualization. Naturally, we use a lot of graphics. My background does come a little bit from graphics. And it's, again, like Adi was saying, it's good to see many familiar faces and other faces which are probably going to become familiar soon. First of all, congratulations to all the chapter leaders, if I may call you that, for restarting this chapter, and wish you all the very best to make it a successful and kind of eventful chapter. So I want to talk about 2 points. One is about I think PJ probably mentioned this about the need for increasing awareness amongst students about the relevance of graphics and visualization and visual computing. So many of these areas are highly intertwined. It's very difficult to identify the boundaries. I mean, earlier there was vision and graphics. Now it's, I mean, it's still 2 different areas, but there's so much overlap that you often find people moving across the boundaries. So while computer vision is very big in India in academics and to a large extent in industry, I think computer graphics seems to not get that limelight. I think hopefully this chapter will help fix some of those issues, and hopefully you'll be able to take up many initiatives together with ACM India. ACM India is doing very well now, has a very strong presence compared to, let's say, in the like the early 2000s. So with their help, I'm sure you'll be able to do much better, and I'm happy to help in any way possible. And so more locally from within Bangalore, of course, I'm happy to help once we are able to organize events that are more physical. Then happy to give you the location so that people can come together, interact with each other, maybe have workshops or demo sessions and so on. Once again, wish you the very best, and look forward to meeting you all. Bye.
Thank you so much, Professor. And yeah, so I have one last slide to present before we jump into the conclusion. So yeah, once again, Thomas, thank you very much for doing the honor of being our like first speaker and present the first talk on computer graphics and interactive techniques as life inspirations. So to all the audience, we request you to please move to the next session and do attend the talk. It will be amazing and fantastic. With this, I would like to thank all our dignitaries today, and like the volunteers from the Bengaluru chapter and all the attendants for joining us and make this chapter launch successful. And we will stay in touch, and we'll see you all. To make it easy, I'm sharing the next Thomas talk details in the chat window. Please take this information and feel free to join us. Before we end, if anyone got any questions, please feel free to ask us. Okay, so yeah, it will be nice if everyone can turn on your cam so that we can take one screenshot before we end this thing. So let me see if I can move even some of our guests.
So the link for the session, I don't think has come through in the chat.
Yeah, I think it's only webinar ID and passcode. Probably this is disabling the option of sharing the links in Zoom chat window.
Okay.
Yeah. We wish we could have done this in person at a venue, but yeah, it's good that we have the luxury of inviting dignitaries from other countries and other states and cities as well. So it's all good.
It's really good to see everyone though, even though we are like really far away.
Absolutely. So please turn on your cam. Yeah. Awesome. So I'll just take a quick screenshot, then we can end. We can give 10 minutes break and we can join in the next session. Once again, thank you all, and we'll keep seeing each other very soon. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you.
Yeah. See you all. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for making this a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.